stop for the sun from shining whenever you're around.
Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com, and I'm here with the July Transformation Oracle card reading. Okay, that's a bit of a mouthful. Okay, it's not a standard tarot reading that I'm doing for July. This is all about transformation. And I'm using these cards which are decades old, which are called O psychological cards. Okay, there is a predictive element to them, so that indicates, you know, what the emotions are and the issues that you're dealing with, perhaps on a conscious or subconscious level. But sometimes things that come up are, you know, a bit in your face. They can confront people with issues that they've, you know, been pushing down into the subconscious or that they haven't looked at. So if you really want to know what's going on within, pick a number now between 1 and 5, and you'll see here there's sort of outer cards. These are the big cards, and then there's smaller inner cards that fit within the outer cards. Okay, so let's go to the board now and have a look and see what they have to say. We're doing card number 1. I just dropped a couple. So I'll shuffle them up again. Card number 1. And see what comes out. Alrighty, I'm going to go with that one there. Habit. We're looking at your habits. The outer cards are like the background, the environment of what's going on around you. Perhaps you could even be dealing with something that is not your habit but somebody else's habit, like a close family member or somebody who lives with you, and that might be impacting upon you. Alright, let's have a look at that inner card and see what it has to say. Right. Okay, now I encourage you to come up with your own interpretation, but very clearly this is somebody with their hand out. Have you got people living with you or close to you that are asking you for money? It's about handouts, okay? This is also about poverty consciousness, having that sort of poor me, or perhaps a victim type of mentality as far as money goes. Or perhaps there's something deep within that says that you don't deserve money, or that the person that is close to you doesn't deserve money. All of this has become a pattern or a bit of a habit, okay? These are some of the questions you can ask yourself. It's not like definitive what I'm telling you. If I get a, you know, a flash, psychic flash, I'll obviously tell you. However, the whole point of this reading is to encourage you to look within. Let's look at card number 2. Actually, that one's turned over the wrong way, and so is that one. Alright, so number 2, card number 2. And I'll close my eyes as well. Yeah, it does feel like an ending. It's time to deal with something. Okay, let's go with that one there. Letting go. Okay, it's time to deal with something. We're letting go of something. And often these energies that we hang on to, they come from the past. Sometimes even back to our childhood or before, even from past lives, or we inherit ancestral memories, perhaps. Alright, let's look at card number 2. Card number 2. Card number 2. Let's go with this one on top. Bye-bye. Or are you saying hello? Are you letting go of something, or are you saying hello to something? Letting go. Maybe it's a case of saying goodbye to something and hello to something new that's coming into your life, perhaps. Alrighty, let's look at card number 3. Have a think about that. Are you thinking about travelling as well? And that could be part of the letting go process. Card number 3. Alrighty, let's see what comes up. They're a bit hard to shuffle because they're so big. I'm going to go with that one underneath. Depend. What is it that you can depend on in your life? Or who is it that you can depend on in your life? And can you depend on yourself? Okay, that's really a very important question. Can you depend on yourself? And in what ways? Perhaps. And the inner card that goes with that comes up, the Sun, all about insight and awareness. And if you follow me, you'll know that I often talk about the Sun, especially in horoscopes, because it is like the center of life. It's that spark of life. The astrological glyph for the Sun is a circle with a dot in the middle, and that dot is the spark of life. So this is saying that there is life, and there's more life, and perhaps you can depend on that. Okay. Sun also brings insight and awareness, security, comfort and safety, generally speaking. And you can see there's lots of grass down here, so it's in a blue sky, so it's a bright sunny day overlooking the environment or the terrain. All right, let's look at card number 4 now. Card number 4. What comes up? Stick around to the end. I'll close my eyes and see if there's anything else to add. Alrighty, I'll go with that one there. Card number 4. It's a cycle. Okay, a cycle. That's another word for pattern. Okay, so what patterns are we looking at if you've picked card number 4? What patterns are we looking at? Alrighty. This is very interesting, isn't it? Have you thought about how you tie yourself into knots? Wringing out every little bit of juice that you can possibly get out of yourself. Are you a hard task master? And you're sort of flogging yourself to do something, whether it be to work or to do something. Force yourself to do something even though you don't want to do it. Perhaps that's your job. And it's part of a cycle. You might start and find that you go along on something, a job or a project, perfectly fine for a while. And then perhaps at a certain time you're over it and want to move on. Look back in your job history perhaps and see how long you last at jobs. And do you leave at the same time? Is it when you get to the 2-year mark or the 1-year mark, you've had enough and you're out of there? So if you look and you see that sort of thing, then you know you have a pattern. The thing about patterns is it's not really you. It's sort of like an automated response or perhaps a habit, going back to card number 1. And should you even be in that job in the first place, Or perhaps that job is only for a time. These are all questions to consider. Let's look at card number 5. Card number 5 is alive. Okay. And the card that comes up, stupid. Okay. What is stupid in the world? I'm sure you can look and find plenty of things. But particularly in the background, whoa, there goes something. All right, this one is about communications. It's done the old-fashioned way, writing, handwriting, of course, but this could be perhaps social media is stupid, or some form of communications. Perhaps if you have an addiction to your phone, perhaps that's stupid. Or is it people communicate stupid stuff? Okay, these are all questions you can ask if you've picked card number 5. Look at that. It just doesn't want to stay. All right, so these are the cards for July. Let me know what you think, if you can relate to any of them, if they mean anything or, they make any sense to you. Now, I'm just going to close my eyes and see what I can see in regard to transformation for the month of July. And yes, so there's a big ladder here, but it's sort of automated. It's moving up. It's like it's a ladder and it just keeps moving up by itself, which is good because then you don't have to put extra effort into it. It is about ascending in consciousness. So no matter what's happening around you, know that we are all on a path and we're all moving forward, okay? there's not many, you might feel stuck in some regard, but on another level, there is movement here. Now I can see lots of great big boulders, and they're sort of put one on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other. And so this is a very heavy burden that some of us carry. I can see that there's one boulder on top of the other, and then there's sort of like ropes or chains around the boulders and sort of keeping them together so they're even harder to move. Do you want to move them is the first question. Do you need to move them? If you've decided that there's a situation in your life that you have to let go of, that it's time to let go of, how are you going to go about it? Okay. Do bear in mind that people are at a very fundamental level are free, and you can be free no matter what your situation is. I see people with ropes around their arms. Sorry, that's my dog barking always when I do live streams. I can see a rope around somebody's right wrist. So this could be in regard to masculine energies, men. It could be an ex-partner or a current partner, or even a son or somebody close to you. But it's a bit like it's holding you back in some area in your life. So if that applies to you, know that there's a lock, there's a padlock I can see with the key in the padlock. You've just got to turn it at a deep enough level spiritually and it will turn. But regardless, anyway, we're all moving. I see a toothbrush, some of you cleaning your teeth. This means cleaning up the past from developmental cycles that you may have gone through when you were a child and you didn't quite manage to overcome different challenges perhaps when you were a child, or different developmental areas in your life. So they come back, and cleaning the teeth is like cleaning up the little bits of residue from your childhood that have come back, okay? And they could be quite unpredictable and volatile. I see lightning in the sky, and so it's a bit like a bolt of lightning, a flash out of the blue. This can also be very positive. You might have some good luck in something, maybe you win some money or something. Doesn't happen very often, but yes, it does happen sometimes. Okay, and there's stars blazing through the sky in front of me, so this is always a very positive and optimistic sign. Okay, so that's all I see for the month of July, and that's probably plenty to think about. If you are new and you found this useful, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell right now. Okay, have a wonderful month everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.